To WrestleCulture.
Somebody's a little bit excited.
Jesus Christ. You all right?
Oh, I'm better than all right.
Oh, God. Oh, I just realised you'd be all excited and he's... Hi, everyone.
He's on one today.
Yep.
Ready?
Yeah, I suppose so.
But there, just let me
Settle in.
mentally prepare for this one.
I'll tell you afterwards, actually.
Okay. Songs about rocks.
Happy place.
Happy
place.
Time, mate. I wasn't sure what's going to happen. I had to try and...
Happy place.
40 years and WWE still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for WrestleMania. I realized quickly when I knew I should, the world was made of this brotherhood of blood. Or whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed. Cody's story come on the bed, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. So I stay up last night for the XL kickoff with Roman, Cody, Seth, and The Rock, and I scream from the top of my lungs, "What is going on?" And I said, "Hey, hey, 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 hey." I said, "Hey." Seriously, what's going on? I'm Adam Wilbourn from WrestleCulture, joined by Adam Nicholas and Phil Chambers from WrestleCulture. I normally here say, to discuss everything that's been going on this week, to discuss the WrestleMania XL kickoff and Mercedes Mone, and that's about it today, full disclosure.
And then go home.
Another
That's
quiet
it.
week of wrestling.
So before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WrestleCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts. We review Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete. A quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Nicholas and Phil.
I love the law of the thumb for the bloody good quiz, by the way, because no one will have ever seen that. And you've done it for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's the part that nobody would believe, really, is that we did that for 5 years and nobody was watching.
So, where to begin? I should point out, by the way,
Quiet. Wrestling?
trying
Nothing
to
goes
write.
on.
So, I knew I was going to stay up and watch the XL kickoff, and I knew whatever happened today was
Yes,
going
so
to be
did we.
chaotic.
We knew you would.
So I tried to sort of guess. So I was like, that kind of covers all bases.
Yeah.
And my quiz, I wrote a bit yesterday, a bit today.
All
It's
about
still
kickoff
sort of-
shows.
It was. I wasn't sure whether to just do some completely left field one or whatever. But well, stick around and find
You
out.
make me do a quiz about actual rocks today.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to leave.
He's just got a bag of rocks.
I'm just,
What's
just
this
let
one?
you know,
What's this?
I'm just going to go. It's the full geology thing of like, what is this one? What is this one?
Thank you to everyone who's joining us live on YouTube in the chats. Ethan says, as I said on X last night, he's going to be unbearable today. And I love it.
Who were you talking about, Dwayne or Adam? Which one?
All of the above.
All of them, in fact.
OG Stem Cell, shout out to you. Thank you for your donation as well. Says, for all the ease on WrestleMania, on Wilbourn's post-WrestleMania tweet, because as I said, just guys, let it play out. This was always part of the plan.
Yeah.
That's what I always envisaged at the end of WrestleMania
This is
39.
exactly, you called it exactly like this. I haven't had to sit through podcasts where you've definitely given up on this at all. Not at all.
What was Nicholas's original reaction to last Friday's Rock segment? Cheers, guys. Enjoy the day and Road to Mania, and see you at the live show. See you at the live show, Mr. and Mrs. Stem Cell, I do believe.
Yeah.
I can't believe I saw that, and I was like, oh God, this time a week ago, we were just like, cool. So I guess Cody shows up on SmackDown tonight and just says, I'll face you. I didn't anticipate the next 7 days. If I'm honest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's what a ride. I am trying, because now that I've become aware that people are keeping count, I'm trying not to swear on this podcast now. So I'm not sure I can tell you exactly what I said when he was out. But as you can imagine, it wasn't the sort of victory lap that I imagine you were taking.
Then he's not wheeled you back in.
No, if anything, I'm now at the bottom of the ocean, like trying to get off, and I'm just
Like
stuck
throwing
there.
a rock in the ocean.
Yep, that's what it is. That's exactly
What you want to do.
what it is. That's Goose Fraba. Yeah, it's, you know what? It's exciting, isn't it? Like, I don't think any of us have ever, I've never denied that. Yep. This is going to be an exciting couple of months. It'll be an interesting couple of months. Nobody knows what's going on. I compared it yesterday with Hamlet saying, I used to watch Collision because you had to watch Collision because CM Punk was on Collision. And you did not know what was going to happen. It's the same for WWE television now. Absolutely. Exactly the same. I won't be watching the show. I will never watch a show in full ever again. I will always now be watching the YouTube highlights the next day, though, to see what's going on. It was the same as what's going on? You see, we brought it back because it was the same when it was the Bloodline story with Sammy and everything that was going on there. Every time there was an episode of SmackDown, you have to watch. And here we are. We're back. It's dumb. It's weird. Just get on board with it. Get on board with it. The only thing for me that's really the picking point is the Cody saying that he wouldn't do it at WrestleMania, and then he said, actually, never mind.
They can edit that out of the video package.
I can edit it out of my mind. Although I've been trying to edit Dwayne out for the last 10 years, and I have failed miserably.
I said it all the way through the Punk AEW nonsense that was going on backstage. Like, the chaos of it all is what's fun.
Yes.
And this is pure chaos. Like, it's absolutely nuts how they managed to pull off such chaos on a press conference like that. Like, that 20 minutes was just like, oh, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. It was like a child telling a story of just escalating things like this and then this.
And writing it.
Like, what the hell? And writing it.
It was just, like you say, I can't believe it's only been 7 days because, I feel like if we'd have had a WrestleCulture in the interim, my question might not have been how do they fix this, but can they fix this? And I was watching last night, and it was like this. It's such a weird sensation watching that show because I was counting down the hours yesterday, going, in 3 hours, I'll probably know. And then it arrived, and I was like, oh, God, here it is. And then they sort of faff about, and Big E and Punk and, McAfee and all that, and a load of fun. Cole, obviously, doing his thing. And then they sort of bring Bianca Belair out. And it's great to see her. And obviously, she name-struck Sasha Banks, which is interesting. We'll talk about her later, I promise. And then they do the Rhea Becky thing. That's awesome. And people say, oh, can't let spoil it. Well, everyone thinks Becky's going to win the Chamber anyway, so not really. And then Seth comes out and he calls out Cody. And I was like, oh, I don't know where this is going. If you're putting those two out straight away, that only leaves the other two. And they'll just do the Roman's music hits. And I was texting Hamlet, obviously, because I knew Dr. Fed would be watching this.
Dr. Fed was up. He was on night shift last night, wasn't he? Bless him.
He was wired. He had his cereal out.
And it was a case of what's going on, not just in terms of Seth and Roman quite clearly going off script. Well, you're wearing your wife's shoes there. So I'll run rings around you with my wife's shoes. They're talking over each other. It never happens in normal programs and what have you. And then
Roman's face while he was doing that, by the way, was absolutely hilarious. Just this, get it out of my face.
There was also a bit of that
thing.
weird, very kinetic energy of I know they do this in front of people every week, but something is different in a press conference. It is different. It just is. There's no getting away from
it. Especially, whatever they say now, that's it.
They're pros.
Set in stone.
They're pros who do it in the middle of a ring every night, and they are exceptional at it for the most part. That is just a different energy. Yeah. It's a hugely different energy.
And it felt like that kind of set the scene for what was to come as well, in terms of that weird energy that it felt off script.
Yes.
Like the whole thing, right from the very beginning, it felt off script.
And then Rocky comes out, and mixed reception is the nicest way of putting it early on.
What's the worst way you could put it? Just for anybody who wants to hear the worst way.
Expects to get a huge pop and gets booed out of the building.
No, I just wanted to know.
Just want to do his catchphrase.
Listen, we want Rocky Chance in there.
Yeah, but it was the look, akin to the Rumble 2015 look of obviously I think he was kind of more prepared for this than the Rumble one, and that was kind of factored into what he metamorphosized into, I suppose.
We've already seen the reaction that they got on Raw when he wasn't even on the show.
Or on the Pat McAfee pod.
Yeah, or as I mentioned on his tweet where he's like, guys, my 1 or 2's coming out, just to take discourse away from all that. No one cares, so we want Cody, mate. So he comes out and he's like, okay.
I was so like irrationally angry when I saw him tweet the Moana 2 trailer. It's so dumb. Why?
That's what this is all about.
I just don't know how he does it. I despise. He reminds me of someone who I cannot name on this podcast. We all knew them. They're not dead. They're still alive. They are to me. And just the energy that radiates off them is gross. I hate him.
But
I don't hate him. I hate him.
And I'm like, okay, well, they're either going to force this through or we'll see. And I'm thinking, the way they were talking on the kickoff panel bit, maybe they make it a triple threat. That's probably the best case scenario we're going to get here. And and he goes, finally. And people go, nah, you're not getting that. We're not giving you the big gap. And he's looking around. And at the split second, I was thinking of texting Hamlet, is he just going to go, you know what, bollocks to all of you. I'm not coming back. Screw you. You're going to be like this.
I quit.
Yeah.
Oh, I really just want it to get to him. I really want it. That's why I am here. The haters are here. I'm there. I want to watch it. I want to watch the wheels
The problem
come
with
off.
that, though, is he definitely enjoys it.
But now he knows.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
now
Like, he
this is the
enjoys
thing.
being
The
a
level,
heel.
there's a level to it. I know I know the difference between the worked bit and the bit where I genuinely dislike it.
Yeah, if he
And I'm
wasn't,
like,
if he wasn't trying to be a heel, he just
Yes.
goes, ladies and gentlemen, the press. He doesn't say 4 times,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, the millions, the press, the people in attendance, people in the back. There's other people in Las Vegas probably for the Super Bowl. In fact, the trophy for the Super Bowl probably watching this, if anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing here? Come on.
my favourite Rock is when this happens to him. Right? It's when Cena done him with the promo. And afterwards, he just went into panic mode and Michael Hamflett has tried so many times to tell me that was work, and I'm like, I'm sorry, it wasn't. Like you can imagine it, mate. Whatever you want to put in your head.
Did you see Cena on Logan Paul's podcast?
Yeah.
I only saw a clip of it, but he was talking about that and like how he kind of like looking back on it, he kind of regrets it because he probably went into business for himself.
Of course he did.
But he said like there was nothing about a work about that.
He had to, because as well, I was watching that going, oh, Cena. And then that moment he did that, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Actually, is John Cena actually good
he's
now?
definitely
I
all
I look back now and I go, I was really harsh on it.
Well,
I
yeah,
was
it
just so
but he
swept up.
annihilated it.
No, I was harsh on Cena.
Oh,
I mean.
harsh to Cena. Yeah, I was going to. Well,
no, take him to the cleaner.
I wasn't even
Right,
watching
yeah.
at the time, and I remember watching it because my mate was like, "Oh, The Rock's totally done John Cena here," and I watched it back and I was like, "What? Bro, are you? I don't even know who that guy is," but I was like, "He's absolutely roasted him." I was like, "He's completely killed him." And that thing he goes into loop mode.
Strip all of it away.
He just goes into loop mode.
Strip the Hollywood. Strip the.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Dwayne Johnson, Rock, Dwayne. It's a million.
Flex Cabana,
Millions.
I was called Flex Cabana for a bit. I was on an
like
episode
someone-
of Star Trek you might have seen.
It's like someone's just got a string on his back, just pull it. He's like buzz, like that. Even though that's not the string guy, that's what he's
punching him, isn't it?
It's all the
Toy
same.
Story.
It's all.
Is that when he has the fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buzz,
Like the rescue. It's so funny watching it because he's incredible. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's electrifying. But that's what I want to hear and see.
And just to echo Michael Everett in the chat, thanks Mike for this. Punk and Big E were goated on the panel, especially at the end
Yeah.
where Punk was like, "Someone did that to me, I'd smack the taste out of it." See the Rock in the back. Say?
It's like what?
It was the fact that he was facing that way. And he said it and you went, huh?
Just seeing him in
It's
the
like,
balittle do that little turn,
unbelievable.
and then like stumbling for the camera to actually find him to get that
so
close up
good.
on him. It's like, oh yeah, this is
Super.
And they were doing a face-off, and WWE was like, no, cut to the panel. It's insane. So I don't know where I am in amongst all this, but so the Rock's like, hey, come on, guys, I worked really hard on this. Look at this big family tree thing. The bloodline. Then I'm like, okay, very nice. And then he sort of like...
Dwayne Jobs is like, and he has the latest in the tree.
That's High Chief Seuli.
Oh, sorry, High
actually.
Chief Seuli. High Chief Seuli.
Next slide, please.
Click.
And then...
Thanks for listening to my TED Talk.
Then he's like, well, he's saying in a royal family, one wrestling royal family.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, whether you like it or not, it's the biggest match we can do. And I was like, are they just going to force this through? And then Cody's just going to come out and go, well, I guess they've shotgunned it. So, Seth, You free either? Which day you want?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Can I
play out?
please?
And
Wait, we've got to talk about the Bloodline actually being connected by a blood oath, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I told Alan this morning. She went, so they're not,
What?
she went, they're not related. I went, blood oath, obviously. So come on,
obviously,
keep up.
it's fine.
Listen,
They're
mate.
definitely related. Definitely, guys. Definitely related.
This is the part where we need to tell everyone, Phil, that you and I are in fact blood oath related.
We are blood oath.
We didn't want to mention it, but you should see the size of our families. They are tiny. It's just Phil's partner, me. That's it. That's it.
That's the top.
That's the top.
And it'll never get any bigger.
And that's what the family tree stays as the roots in the ground. A little
stump.
seedling.
Yeah.
Little bump.
Optimistic Quest says, last night it felt so obvious that Vince isn't there anymore. It was so refreshing. It's hard to explain. I completely agree.
I would agree.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely refreshing.
Because it was every time you thought, okay, well, they go here now. Like, you go, oh, they'll just plow. Like, initially, they'll just plow on through and he'll go, oh, I want to face Seth, actually, and it's a workhorse title, and they'll just sell that on Dusty and what have you. Okay, maybe they'll just acquiesce and give us a triple threat. To the point where he's going, was only one royal family in wrestling, and as Hamlet pointed out in the SmackDown preview, that's his part of his thing. So you're like, we're waiting for dun wrestling as well, yeah. And you just hear him go, hold on. Everyone shuts up, turns around, he comes out and goes, this is bullshit. And I was like, oh my God, it's happening.
You can definitely tell Brian Gewirtz has his fingers in this, because he obviously came from the Attitude Era school of pro wrestling, where it's all just built on pure chaos. And like, the Vince Russo swerve kind of idea. And this very much feels like that kind of chaotic era of Attitude Era.
And he's like, it's not your decision. And then he just said it. And he said it, and I was like,
That's it.
No take backsies.
Yeah, that's it.
No take backsies, Cody.
This isn't you saying I'm not going to face you at WrestleMania. This is you. You've said it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
nice politics U-turn there from
I was
Cody
like,
Rhodes.
what happens now?
Yeah, but,
and then I was like, how do they make this a triple threat? How does Rock go, actually, I'm in that zone now?
Before
And
this
then,
as well, the Rock and Roman hugging. I'm like, wait, that's not how you build a Mania match.
It was wild. It was so not to the point. I swear to God, when I woke up this morning, I watched one little clip first, and I think the clip was Rock slapping Cody.
Yes.
I think that's what it was. And then I watched another clip, and I legitimately was like, oh, I can't believe it. So Cody just hasn't got the match, and I guess he's with Seth. Because the way it looked, it was just like, well, I guess that's the match. The trees.
We're going to be the best main event. No, we're going to be the best main event.
I saw, and I was like, well, and I was like, oh. And then I saw a graphic with the two faces, and I was like, what? I was like, is that an old? And I got so angry. Then at myself, and I was like, why don't you just watch it in order? Stop trying to like rush to the answer and just do it chronologically. I'm sure you'll find out. But it wasn't clear, and I still don't think the roller coaster's over.
Oh no!
Well, that's still kind of the best thing coming out of it is that it's not clear when and where any of this happens, apart from Roman and Cody. That's surely in stone now.
But that. Is it? That's what I mean. I am not settling on any of this. I'm very glad to see it, and I hope it stays that way. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
The fact that people are like, oh, man, I just don't see Roman working both nights. How about he tags with The Rock because he's old and he's going to get injured probably. And Cody also works both nights. Oh, who's he wrestling? Oh, The Rock and Roman Reigns. They're the Bloodline tag team. They're the new Brothers of Destruction, the new two-man power trip, whatever you want to call it. Who's his tag partner going to be? The guy he hated and debuted against. What hell's happening with Seth Rollins? I don't know. Yeah. I think he's going to work night 2 as well, defending the world heavyweight. That's what my presumption is now.
I think he's catching up on his Sudoku. Looks like it's not going to be this year for me.
He's shoe shopping.
But he's simultaneously the spare prick at the wedding. Like everyone else is like, well, we're going to do all this. But also, probably going to get a WrestleMania main event by being the guy who steps in the defense of Cody Rhodes, his mortal enemy who he's desperate to... I'm giving myself a headache just thinking about this. And yet, like you say, aside from a line that now feels incredibly out of place from Cody on last week's SmackDown, I think everything's perfect. I think I'm getting everything I could ever have wanted.
It's also not just Mania because you've built the potential of Rock versus Cody.
Well,
you've built the potential of CM Punk versus The Rock somehow out of this.
No, hang on.
Yes.
CM Punk built CM Punk versus The Rock. WWE were probably having a heart attack backstage, but it doesn't matter because the Punk knows what he's doing. He's the best.
So, hang on, wait a second. Punk Rock.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Great genre.
Cody versus The Rock.
Yeah. Cody Roman.
Cody Roman, which we're getting.
Yeah.
Cody versus Seth again.
Yeah, still at some point.
Seth versus Roman. Cody versus... I've done the Cody versus The Rock.
Yeah. Rock versus
Seth
Punk.
versus The Rock?
Seth versus The Rock.
Why not?
Rock versus Punk.
And the tag match as well, obviously, yeah.
Gunther, by the way, is probably going to be in the main event picture pretty soon.
My question...
Gunther versus The Rock. Come on, make it happen. WrestleMania 41.
The Rock's never, ever getting in a ring with him unless it's to be his manager. It's just not happening.
Yes.
The thing is, as well, if this plays out the way... Let's just... For now, let's assume it's going to go the way we would like it to go. From this point onwards. Rock's then going to have his Mania 41 main against Roman. That's going to happen.
Which is fine.
Which is absolutely fine. It was always fine.
Yes.
That was never in question. You can have it. You can do it whatever you want, just not this one.
Yes.
And that'll be fine. And the tag match would make sense. And I have to say, we all questioned it. And I have disliked the way this has gone about. Cody looks like an idiot, even though I have full faith in him. I love the guy. I have full faith that he'll get this back on track. It's a weird little bump in the road.
Still building Punk Cody as well because he basically called him little bitch.
Yeah, exactly. So like all of this can still work. It's been a mess, but it's still pretty much okay. Right?
What do you think Seth does at Mania?
I have genuinely
just
no
the
clue
tag
anymore.
match. Does he drop the title before the tag match?
I think he drops the belt.
Does he do?
Maybe.
I mean, we were talking about
three-quarters of the
this
match
before.
work effectively 2 nights. So Roman and Cody do night 2 main event, but also Seth works night 2 as well in off the top of my head, a triple threat with Drew and Sammy.
Well, there's also the potential of like maybe Seth isn't going to be completely cleared or like fully good to go in time for Mania. So maybe the tag matches are like, oh, well, we'll kind of fix this Cody situation at the same time as getting Seth on Mania in a relevant spot, but without him actually having to do as much of the work as he would in a singles.
Yeah.
So like there's that as a potential, and in which case then he does nothing on night 2 and that's just his match. But then you've still got Drew desperately waiting in line for some kind of title. The Sammy stuff still needs to be resolved.
It doesn't do the belt any favors either.
No, it definitely doesn't do the belt any favors.
The first year Mania rolls around.
After
second year.
The week that belt has had.
No, first year.
Yeah, because they would have created it.
This is the first year that
yeah.
Mania would have been able to have that belt on it. And if it doesn't even feature properly.
Especially after the week that belt's had. Where it has been slammed into the mud.
I'm
dug
amazed.
a big hole and just like,
I'm amazed Seth and the belt are like at the core of the earth somewhere.
Should we run through some super chats? Because
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we could.
Yes.
Because I can literally talk about this for ages now. Because even just trying to figure out how Seth that belt, like, where does someone cash in beforehand? Does the cash in after? Because the cash in takes away from the match, so that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Like, then you've got Drew, you've got Gunther who might want to be. It's just mental.
Just put it on Sammy. Put it on Sammy.
I'd love to see a Sammy little story, but I wonder if it's going to be the time. I don't know.
Sailor Emin says, congratulations once again to the only real wrestling journalist left in the world. Thank you. Also, I think Sailor Emin thought Hamlet was going to be on. I may have misspoken. I do apologise if I false advertised, but card is subject to change, of course. Also, I have Fed fever and a severe AW allergy. What is Dr. Fed's wrestling medical advice? Also, keep up the good work.
I'll go get him if you want and see what he's got to say.
I assume it's watch that press conference.
Yes.
Like 3
I think
times
it's
in a row.
just, I think I can speak for him by proxy. More Fed is
yeah.
usually what he'd offer you, right?
Yeah.
Just more Fed.
Bigger Fed pills.
Just bigger Fed pills, yeah.
RW Weather says, Adam, will Roman ever main event Mania after this now that he's part-time? Then he'll stay tied with Hogan at 8 this year. I doubt it. Cody will lose. Roman will retain like I always said, goddammit. Also, shout out to Dave GK, who also suggests, do we think that WWE won't hold off for Roman to pass Hogan in September? It gives an updated record, catapults SummerSlam to Mania levels, and pushes Hogan a bit down, who we know can be problematic. I mean, Triple H gave him a shout out at the start of the press conference, so I don't think they're too concerned about that. But you've got a good point about
working
a
both
certain
nights
record,
definitely helps him get towards that Hulk Hogan main eventing WrestleMania record.
Yeah, I think does he get past it if he does both?
He does. Both is 8?
Okay.
Or he's both 9?
I don't know.
But either way,
he's at now.
His
We
main event
worked it out the other day, but I can't remember where it's at.
His main event's locked in for next
both
year.
Of them, that's like a good shot. And I don't think there's like he will still come back and main event at some point. Like look at Cena, look at Roman, look at anyone else who's been the top star in WWE and then went onto a bit of a lighter schedule. They all came back to main event WrestleMania at some point. It will definitely happen again.
What do you reckon Roman retaining against Cody?
They can't.
No.
Can they?
After all the acknowledgement of this, to them to suddenly be like,
sucker!
gotcha.
Pull the rug out from everybody.
But then, I don't know anymore. Honestly, like
I would laugh my ass off if that happened.
I wouldn't.
It would be just seeing the pure chaos of what the end of that would be.
I don't need to. I've already seen it. I was there last year. So were you.
And I laughed
so
at that
were you.
too.
And we did. We laughed at that one. Oh, how we laughed.
They can't do it.
No,
they can't
surely they can't. But then again, who knows what anything is anymore?
Well, I think I've been jokingly saying that they're the listening company now to wind people up today. Obviously, it's me. But I do think that they have, in what they've done here, showcased the fact that they aren't completely like the old days. You are going to swallow this, whatever, and it doesn't matter.
It is definitely different.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Different.
They are listening to that part. This is like the Newcastle United thing. Sorry, Phil, more football stuff. Until I see the player who we were supposed to sign in the kit, on the pitch, and the game has started and he's kicked the ball, this ain't a done deal. None of this is a done deal. And none of it is a done deal forever now. I'm giving up. I'm going to give up trying to guess stuff now because this is ridiculous. And out of spite for one night, they might just go on the night. Nah.
Yeah.
Rock's like, yeah, I'll give you the main event. He's not getting the belt, though. Idiots.
It's the people who, and I've got the receipts, who were dunking on me after last week's SmackDown going,
he's got the receipts.
And I was like, just you wait. But then again, I also was like, yeah, but I don't think anyone said, well, you know what's going to happen is they're going to get all the way up to the 1 yard line, Super Bowl this weekend, football reference, all the way up to the 1 yard line, and then go, change your plan. Roxy, when he's decided bollocks to everything, even though you've won the Rumble.
Get the 1 yard, just punt the ball back before you've done anything, before you've crossed it. Just boom, there it goes.
The biggest thing of all of this is there's still 2 months till Mania.
Yes.
It's not like Mania is around the corner. They have a lot of TV to fill. They have another pay-per-view in the middle of it. Like, there's a big road to WrestleMania that they still have to get through, and it's this chaotic already.
Is there any way one of them could cost Seth his belt, like in a match, like in some version of a match? Obviously, which would help the tag. And then whoever it costs him it to, let's say it's Drew, for example, ends up getting it because someone like The Rock or Roman gets involved, costs Seth. And then you get another match out of that, but then you've still got, so let's just say it ends up being Drew, Sammy. Then you could probably have the Priest action would make more sense there than anywhere else, wouldn't it? Something like that.
Punk's still around, could they do something? But then
But he got a hurdy fail.
he does have a hurdy fail. It doesn't mean he couldn't just come in, do a run in, and stop Seth
and
from
win the
winning
belt.
Not win the belt. Just stop Seth from winning the belt.
Oh, you don't have to wait till Mania. Well, okay. Well, I'll just hold it whilst I win it then.
Punk just smashes him over the head with the belt. There you are.
He just takes it, spray paints that X on it.
Got bionic arm now, so.
I've heard if you spray a paint a black X on it, it's all good, baby.
It's fine, it's yours now.
He just goes with the old AEW one. So I was running around. Nobody ever took this from me.
I'll read some more comments. David Esposito, thank you for your donation, says, I have a special gift for Adam Nicholas that just arrived. So excited for the live show. Excited to see what that is. But yes, if you're wondering what Dave's mentioning there, It's Always Sunny at WrestleCulture goes down on the mad weekend that we've got to look forward to in April. It goes down Sunday lunchtime.
Do the thing.
On night 2 of WrestleMania, we are the meat in your WrestleMania sandwich. Tickets are still available at whatculture.com/tickets. VIP sold out, but general admission still available. All the gang is going to be there. I assume assessing whatever the hell night 1 looks like and looking forward to night 2. Games, songs,
quizzes,
special appearances.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
John Harrison, thank you for your donation, says, good Friday, boys. Right decision, but as soon as the match is over, No fireworks. I want to see The Rock slap more piss out of Cody. Give me fireworks. I mean, I can't believe how fast The Rock's gone from kind of man of the people, really, to bollocks to you all.
To be fair, though, with The Rock doing a bit of a heel turn, like, it kind of ups the chances of Cody doing the setting and Cody name on fire. Which would be, because he's already done the Triple H smash the throne.
Redemption for some of us.
Yes.
Exactly. He's done the Triple H smash the throne thing in AEW. If he does the Rock setting his own name on fire thing,
but what happens when
very funny.
The Rock sets his name on fire? That's the thing. There'll be the flip reverse of it, and I still have to sit through someone else's name on fire with The Rock with the flamethrower, shooting it off into the air. I think I'm glad that at least they let this part. This is how it should play out.
Yes.
Right? He's got to be the heel. Like he's taking away what the people want. It's the irony is, like, he's got to be a heel.
Yeah.
And
the Rock shtick in this day and age as well works better as a heel.
Oh, miles, yeah.
Yes. Also, though, I know I'm biased. I get it. I don't like the guy.
I remember the counterweight to you on this one.
It felt tired to me. Like, it felt like you guys are gonna have to get up to date with this stuff, man. Like, I don't mind this. I don't mind it being like
The Cody crybabies.
Cody crybabies. Michael Sidgwick must have been having a heart attack.
I know, yeah.
It's felt a little bit like that quite a few times that he's come back.
I know, but
recent years.
yeah, but you don't have to just.
But now he's doing a main event of Mania. And it's like,
I guess it works to the heel thing maybe, but I just think he could still be hilariously like absolutely brutal and like he used to be if you want to, but just updated a bit.
Yeah.
Sensor says, I just sold my tickets on the black market and now they do this. I can't be bothered anymore.
I would say that is a rash choice.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of months. You might never know. You might buy them back and then not want to go again.
Sailor Airman also says, when Cody beats Roman, I see his reign being a short one and he drops the title quickly to Gunther because the Fed likes their final boss heels. He doesn't need to hold it for a year for me.
Yeah, you don't need to go straight into another Roman
Honestly,
run.
If he wins that belt and I get to watch the fireworks and you want to have Damian Priest cash on him the next night, be my guest. It's just that. It's
the moment,
It's become symbolic, hasn't it? It's not necessarily about, like Johnny Gargano winning the belt in NXT. It was never about him being the champion for ages. It was about the moment. Yeah. Sami Zayn winning the belt was never about him having it. It's the chase that was always better.
My favourite match, we've sat together, we talked about it a million times. I changed sides on who I was supporting. But I don't go, oh yeah, but he lost it pretty much straight after the next pay against Adam Cole. I don't remember any of that.
Doesn't matter.
It's just that night is just setting.
And if you want to cement Damian Priest as a heel, that's a grand way to do it.
Like, life comes at you fast. I don't care if you finish your story. This one is still right here.
Just because the story's finished doesn't mean.
I think I've taught myself into it now.
Yes.
Because we'll be there at Raw. Come on, I want to see it.
Darshura says the real question is, now that The Rock is heel, is The Rock part of the Bloodline? If so, where does Roman stand in it? Is Rock the new leader or Roman?
The Rock's on the graphic. High Chief Seoli, I think you'll find.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I'm actually a High Chief Seoli, so I think you'll find
if things play out as we anticipate they're going to, it seems fairly straightforward of Rock, Roman, and obviously
all the
Seth.
Times we've ever called him High Chief.
Seth.
Hi, Chief. Hi, Chief.
Rock, Roman, Seth, Cody. To a certain extent, it doesn't even really matter who wins that match. Like, you could make a case for anyone sort of pinning anyone there, even Roman pinning Cody. You're like, oh, bollocks, if that's tomorrow night, it's all over. And like, say, you've got the potential of a spin-off of all matches. So if Seth pins Rock, for example, or whatever. But it feels like you do that, then Roman loses his belt. Roman sort of goes, your fault, Rock, for showing up and distracting me from all this.
And making me work 2 nights.
And maybe we work 2 nights. And then that's it. I mean, whether or not they want to say this is for the role running, the head of the table or whatever.
The name,
but
High Chief Seoli.
Clearly,
they could literally
for High Chief status.
Yes, they could literally do on the Raw after WrestleMania. It's your fault I lost this bloody belt, and that's why I'm going to fight you at next year's WrestleMania. And that's it.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything. I've seen people book SummerSlam and what have you, but you don't really need to overthink this, do you?
Like they've done it before with the year-long build for The Rock, and it worked. Like, you don't have to do it on every single episode of TV leading up to it. But I mean, even if there's the potential
is they're both disappearing, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's always the potential of The Rock turning on Roman on night 1 in the tag match.
Yes.
And then having that, like, beat him down or something that leads to help Cody win on night 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I guess protects Roman if you really need to do that a bit.
Yeah.
I will. try and move on to a different topic before we...
It definitely means The Rock's in the Bloodline, though.
Yes.
And it also means that The Rock is obviously the dad of the Bloodline, because the way he was walking around backstage in front of Roman, giving it all that.
How he managed to make both Roman and Cody and... I mean, Seth had no chance ever. Seth was already there, thanks to Roman from the week before. The Rock making them all look like little kids. Yeah. And if you watch it, though...
The Rock making Roman look like a little kid is genuinely quite impressive.
I need... This is what I dislike about it as well. Like, people do get sucked into it in terms of, like, it must be really hard for him to try and be his usual top dog self, because literally The Rock is there and everybody just falls in. Like, it's like if ever you go back home for Christmas, I find myself falling into the part of the family that I am. I am the middle child. Yeah. They are the two parents. I don't walk in that house and be like, right, this is my house.
Yes.
Yeah. We do everything my way. You just don't do that.
And that in itself is a genuinely interesting story to tell within the Bloodline. If you don't do a full breakup at WrestleMania and you tell this over a good few months, like The Rock coming in and just taking the head of the table, like just like that, because that's just, he's The Rock and that's what he can do. It's just gone. And then seeing Roman turn into that Uso kind of position. And
I'd want it a different way. The other way I'd want it would be him being like, nah. I've been doing this. You haven't been here for a while. Let me tell you how it happens. Yeah, I'm the guy. That's what I hate. I hate missing that, because when Becky Lynch was the man, and The Rock turned up, she just kind of just reverted this, and it's like, no, go out there and still be the man. Yeah, and tell him to. Tell him to go fuck himself. Like, I can't. It's when it's not as him. You don't need him. Like, you did not need him at all.
I like the idea of
no part of that.
Roman being like, "So that's fine," and then him seeing The Rock stop putting his arm around Solo a bit and be like, "Oh no, he's my no." I
mean, there's a potential of using that to have a Roman face turn, and having a heel Rock versus a face Roman at some point. And then having whatever the
Rock won't be around for long enough, though. That's the only problem. I don't think.
I think he's on a run.
Do you reckon?
It feels like he's on a run.
He'd stay for a bit.
Like maybe a year of like 3 matches or something. It's not going to be like a wrestling every pay-per-view, but I think he could be around for a year.
Can The Rock's body take 3 matches?
What?
No. What's the answer?
Possibly go wrong with Rock's tied shtick when they're going to France and Germany in the next few months.
I just couldn't imagine.
We'll
got the pen out, Brian. Jesus.
We are going to get to the...
bonjour,
like you think they're flying The Rock to France and Germany.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's an interesting one for you.
They're not flying Roman out to France and Germany.
Could be a press tour for Moana too. They just factor it in.
Literally, that's how it works. I should point out. Today, I learned, this is everyone, it means I got the topic of France, didn't we? And organically. Yeah. You know when someone says like, oh, I just had a certain je ne sais quoi.
Yes.
Right? My whole life until literally today, I always thought that je ne sais quoi was like panache.
Yes.
Or like, oh, it's an excellent thing. Like, you know, that little, because people always go, that's certain je ne sais quoi.
Intangible.
Yeah. You're like, oh, it just means that's certain, I don't know.
Oh. Yeah. What?
I didn't know that. I literally didn't know that. And I'm like, what? My whole life I've been thinking this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, je ne sais quoi. And it's just people pulling a really weird face when they say, I don't know. Like, the thinking face to me was a sexy face. Oh, je ne sais quoi. Didn't know that. And now I'd feel really stupid. And I'm 33.
Mr. Tilly says, just logged in. I was at the presser. It was an unreal experience. We're back.
Nice.
And Sailor Emma says, what do you think about Gunther dropping the IC title to someone coming up from NXT? Braun Breaker is obvious. As an obvious choice, but I think, you git. But I think that Nathan Fraser.
When I'm cleaning windows.
Scripts.
Pay attention, please.
Axiom. Nerd! And Von Wagner.
Hey, Dijak. Take those stupid sunglasses off. We're inside.
Wagner watch.
Come Tuesday.
Are all good too. It should be Braun. That's my brief answer because it's fun to say.
After all that,
a really
Braun.
Good debut.
And he was the last guy to beat him, right?
Yes. A singles victory was in pinfall, obviously, because Gable got the counter.
Yeah,
we'll quickly talk about the other slightly large story about Mercedes Mone becoming effectively all elites. Not all but confirmed. TD Garden, Boston, and Boston with 2 S's. We know we're doing it. Adam Zingale says, hey guys, I'm back. It's the night vision goggles guy. He introduces himself. I'm possibly going to Boston to see AEW and Money.
Go on, just do it. Just do it.
I'll do the non.
Money.
There we go. I'm going to take my dad who got me into wrestling, which is a lovely gesture. I love that, Adam. Yeah. But very quickly.
Me too, Adam.
Mercedes Mone heading to AEW. Oh, a game changer, that, isn't it?
I thought you were asking a question there. I was like,
yeah. Hey, what do you reckon? Odds?
All right.
Yeah.
No, I think it's great, obviously. She's, as far as I'm concerned, best women's wrestler in the game at the minute. She's absolutely goddamn amazing. But it needs to come with much renewed focus on that women's division, because we thought maybe Paige or Saraya would be like a bit of a catalyst to make things a bit better for the women's division in AEW. Didn't really work out that way. So hopefully now with Toni Storm getting hot, and Mercedes Mone coming in, and that as like a potential match down the road could be really, really big. And like whatever the next pay-per-view is after the Boston show, is it Revolution or is what comes first?
Revolution's first.
Revolution's first, then Boston. So Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Like leading that into Double or Nothing would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, I think it's a massive deal. Is she allowed to use the boss? Because she obviously she switched to the CEO when she was in like.
So what is their
New
excuse
Japan and
right
stuff.
now? I
She
accidentally
changed
misspelt it for the poster.
She changed the thing to money,
Yeah.
rings. But like, I just assumed that WWE owned the boss as
probably
a trademark
did, like,
or something.
and Sasha Banks and all the rest.
Maybe Tony's paid money for it, or maybe he's just doing it because it's Boston.
To be fair,
not
Boss,
the boss.
yeah,
It's not
that's
the same thing.
I don't think fair.
It's just,
I think it's just
You
fine.
own Boston, I own Boston.
Yeah, it's just Boston with $2 signs.
Do you like the way they're
like
doing
Cody
the punk?
Rhodes, remember him, Cody and Brandy Rhodes, when he
Yes.
couldn't use his own name.
Do you like the sort of punk-esque? It's definitely her, but we're not saying it's her.
I think it's the best way to go. I mean, like, I do not mean this disrespectfully to her. CM Punk is this humongous force of nature. You could be
with
more
7 years of like wrestling,
hadn't wrestled.
backstory of not wrestling for.
You
that
can
long.
be more subtle with the Punk one, and he's going to get involved. And you know, he had the little pins on and all that.
Yeah.
Don't make any mistakes. So this is massive. Like, she is a massive get, because if it is the same as when Cody went to WWE, I think, because if they get money right, then that opens the door for me to all the people on the other side, over there, who might be thinking of like, oh, have I done everything I can do here?
Yeah.
I'm actually fed up with how I am here.
It'll be watching the immediate like success or failure, whatever it ends up being, of Monet and Naomi at the same time on both different sides, how they're handled, how they're dealt with.
Because that's the post.
Exactly.
Weirdly, the post WWE for Naomi, I know she did Impact, was WWE, and then
but it's like the timing of it, like roughly the same time, and how they're both handled will be really, really interesting, and a big signal to people in WWE as to whether it's worth going over to AEW.
I'd like to think on the women's division thing, I do think there's been improvements, mind. I think touch wood, you guys were talking about it on the AEW review the other day. You can get that on YouTube, on the podcast channel. I do think they're heading in the right direction. I do think steps are being made, and I do think that her signing with AEW, there has to have been conversations where she's like, we were like 2 matches on one Dynamite would be grand, wouldn't it? Like, don't think he's asking for too much there. But like, it's difficult though, because that's a lot of pressure. It's a huge amount of pressure, and she has to deliver. And I have no doubt she can, but she needs to be given the time and the dance partners to do it. Is the thing.
One final question before we get to the hashtag Bloody Good Quiz. Josh Matlock says, any chance of bringing Randy Orton into this? He still does have a vendetta against the Bloodline.
No, please.
Added a major piece. Also, I'm nervous Cody's going to lose again. Don't worry. He's going to finish the story. Be fine. Maybe Solo at a push. For Cody. For
Cody.
Jesus. For Randy.
Don't give them any ideas. Stop it.
Yeah, Randy Solo, maybe, if you want to do something along those lines.
Yeah, they should definitely give Solo a big feature match somewhere on WrestleMania. I think he's definitely earned it with his work over the last couple of years.
We don't need Randy involved in this.
But yeah, I don't
Seth's
think
a far better worker.
We don't need this
right
complicated as much as it is. Yeah. It's got enough moving parts already.
Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's probably a good match you could have Randy Orton on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have him anywhere near any of this ever.
It's also real mugging off of Seth, that. You're not getting that main event. You're not getting the other one, actually. We're usually putting Randy in your spot. What?
Yeah.
You're just going to do some World Heavyweight Championships, probably drop it for a cash-in or something. I don't know.
We've got to mention the lack of any mention of Bayley on the press conference as well.
Yeah,
which
we do.
Seems really harsh.
Yeah. I think arguably, they're trying again to have a bit of a groundswell of support of like, what if we just don't mention this and people go, hang on a second, we've got this.
Fed up with giving them this, like, I get it, but no, I'm not having this. Like, she won the Rumble.
Yeah.
She won the Royal Rumble. Like, at least it takes 2 seconds to put her out there with Io Shirai and just be like a face.
I'd have faith in them with Bayley if they hadn't treated her how they've treated her on Manias, like the last 3 Manias or whatever.
I don't know what her contract's looking like. I can't remember if she re-upped recently or not, but she must be watching Money over on AEW very, very closely, I would imagine.
I did like the mention of AJ Lee though as well. I was like, where's that come from?
You did like that.
More. Thank you for the super chats coming in. Marcel,
minus there.
Yes, Marcel Laviolette says, "Howdy, I'm late to the party, but greetings." Fill it in the air. The ginger journalist and Big Nick from Jersey. Random states now. Thoughts on whether Jade is on WrestleMania? I think you do that, don't you?
Yeah, have to.
Bianca?
Yeah.
Why not? Ooh, are they going to go that quick with Bianca?
I think it makes sense.
You think? I mean, I'd love to see it.
Jade versus the Streak.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. That's a big match.
She's getting a damn good WrestleMania record, is Bianca Belair. And
we should really try and do this at some point, like, because there's just so many matches. Like, book the actual cards. I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, this is. I know we.
you and Hamlet had a go when there's a video on the channel.
Yeah.
What every WWE superstar will do at Mania, and it was literally like the day after, and it was all thrown out.
I think it went out on the Thursday or the Friday, and then it was wrong.
And then that SmackDown happened.
Thanks, guys.
It's like, good.
They have a chance to have like 3 huge women's matches there.
I might try and draw one up on I'm off next week. I might try and draw one up and bring it in to present to everyone.
Yeah.
And see how much it changes in the next 9 days.
Putting that time off to good use.
9 days.
Yeah.
I know it feels like there's.
You need to change this nappy. I'm doing something.
I'm busy. There's not exactly a great track record for it, but they're vaguely putting a bit more effort into the women's tag team belts as well. So it's like whether they do like a tag team showcase thing like they did last year, which they should definitely bring back because they were amazing.
Yeah.
Been before with that tag division, haven't we?
With that, but it does feel like they're putting a little bit of effort into it, which is a lot more than they used to.
Yeah.
It's like the race to the bottom between them and Seth. Who's gonna end up falling off the card? I just don't know.
You're on SmackDown. Darshura says, always bugs me when What Culture does the live stream on the What Culture Lost in New York poster. Whose hands is it holding the paper in front of Simon? There are 3 hands.
Well,
just one of those mysteries of life.
Also, congrats on being the meat in our crazy WrestleMania sandwich. Hope Stax will show up as a guest. Look, we'll ask, but he's a very busy man.
Who made that poster, Phil?
I made that poster.
Hey, I knew you'd made that poster.
Definitely on purpose.
Yes. Well,
definitely.
It was definitely 100% deliberate.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wrote it like that.
Yep.
That's what I meant to do all along, just like WWE in this story.
Yeah.
That's what they
Clever.
meant to do all along. That's what I meant to do.
Clever in joke.
Got you thinking. Got your messaging. Got you talking. That's what WWE does. That's what I do.
Did you spot the deliberate mistake? If so, you're all right.
Well, enough of all this. It's now time for a bloody good quiz. And this week's quiz is brought to you by Adam.
Yay!
Not you or I, unfortunately.
And the quiz is all about my childhood.
If you want your name associated with the hashtag Bloody Good Quiz, all you need to do is leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Screenshot it.
We need the proof.
And email it to me, adam.wilbourn@whatculture.com, just like Adam Sargerson, I'm going to go with. Apologies if I've butchered that, Adam did. He writes, hey, Adam! I just want to say a huge thank you to you and the What Culture team for existing. I cannot tell you how comforting it is. How comforting it is when I see a podcast or a video pop up in my feed. If life is going by swimmingly, there's What Culture, and if life is absolutely, well, you know what, there is What Culture. So yeah, a huge thank you for all the work you do. You're such a talent, Adam and the team. You genuinely make my life better by being daft and brilliantly analytical and funny.
Did he send this in?
It does feel like it, doesn't it? It is from Adam.
Thank you, boys, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being truly amazing at what you do. Adam!
Best thing is that it took him this long to write his own 5-star review.
Yeah.
I think that would have been the first thing.
Yeah, that was the first thing. Hey, you think he hasn't done that already? There's at least 10 of them in there with him. A quiet week. Thank you for that. That's very kind of you to say.
Nice.
Very, very kind.
So do you want to take a guess at what this week's quiz is all about?
I mean, it was about rocks now, and you've just got a big pile of
Close.
rocks under the bed.
Pebbles? Stones?
Nearly.
Colds? I've just realised it's
Think of
stone cold and the rock.
That's geology in general.
Think of if a stone got famous, where would it go?
In the Hall of Fame. In the Stone Hall of Fame.
It's questions about Hollywood Rock because I was anticipating Hollywood Rock making an appearance.
The whole board just moved by itself.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, hello.
What's happened there?
Dispossessed.
It is corrupted.
I'll just leave it there for now. 10 questions, multiple choice, shout your name, wait for me to come to you. And particularly after last week, remember, it's just for fun, okay?
Wait, what's it about? I wasn't paying attention.
Hollywood Rock, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, what was it? No, I'm joking. Yeah, if one of us is still doing it just for fun. I didn't realise it was heel turn City week. I just didn't know that was happening.
I'm ready to win it, baby. And I'm
Maybe
going to lose
go
because I know nothing
and
about
now
Hollywood
I've
Rock.
turned heel. Oh, I hate that. That's awful.
So, question number 1. The Rock first started getting booed for appearing...
Sorry. It's good.
It's a happy place.
Yeah, happy place. Good times.
The Rock first started getting booed for appearing via satellite on the Raw 10-year anniversary, and therefore it created the idea of Hollywood Rock. But what film was he working on when he came via satellite? The Mummy Returns... Not like that. The Mummy Returns.
Not like that.
Get Smart. The Rundown or Doom.
Phil.
Go on, Phil.
The Mummy. I have no idea when the 10th anniversary of Raw was, but I'll go with that because I remember him leaving and getting booed.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Pick an answer.
Your options are Get Smart, The Rundown or Doom.
Oh, God. Doom. You remember when that was a thing?
Bad movie.
I'm going to go with, I think... What one was left, sorry?
Get Smart,
Yeah.
The Rundown
Yeah.
or Doom.
Right. I'm going to go with Get Smart, please, Your Honour.
No, dear,
Was
that's
it the
wrong.
one that's not Doom?
Yes,
Yeah.
Poisoned Wit gets it right in the chat. The Rundown, which I think was also called Welcome to the Jungle in other
Oh,
countries
if
for
you'd
some
said
reason.
what... I'd literally do know Welcome to the Jungle. That's the
did-
one
he's-
way does the... Yeah.
He's done 2 Welcome to the Jungles because Jumanji was called that as well. Anyway, question number 2. No points
Are you
yet.
telling me that he's been redoing his hits in the same clothes for the last 10 years? What are you on about?
According to
The Rock would never.
He would never do that. Ever.
according to Celebrity Net Worth, a very genuine
Trustworthy
website.
source.
Yeah.
$50 billion.
What is The Rock's net worth? $200 million, $400 million, $600 million, or $800 million?
The Phil.
Gotta be the last one.
The last one.
Yeah.
Remember when,
Oh, it's the most.
do you remember what?
Shocker.
Do you remember what Simon Miller's net worth was according to like?
5 million?
Yeah, 3 to 5 million according to
Yeah.
like
3 to
celebrity
5.
birthdays or something.
I like that.
That
That's
is wrong.
I like that. That's
It's
3 to
10.
5. Is like, ooh, it's quite close. That is it.
Yeah,
That's a 2 million gap.
yeah.
He's got to be like,
If it's just going
where's
spare,
where's the rest
yeah.
of that money gone? Actually, that I'm owed. 2 million. Yeah.
Which AEW star was the only wrestler The Rock faced between WrestleMania 19 against Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course, and Backlash, where he faced Goldberg?
Nicholas. Ooh, I've gone too early there.
Which AEW star?
Gold Dust.
That's what I would have said as a complete guess.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Yeah. Go on.
Your options.
Mm-hmm.
Matt,
Know your name.
Matt Hardy, Edge, Christian, or Jeff Hardy?
Interesting.
That's some good options.
What are they again?
Hardy Boys, Edge or Christian?
So just 2 options.
Yes.
It's
2
a handicap
options.
match.
Yeah.
Oh, did he face all 4 of them, Phil? And beat
Well, I feel like he's probably faced all 4 of them at some point. The Phil.
I've just realised what you're doing there. I
Yeah.
thought you just lost your mind. I hate it.
Christian.
No, dear, that's
Is it
wrong.
Jeff Hardy?
Your Michael Everett and Poison Wit have got it right. Yeah, it is Jeff.
Hardy. Yeah,
Between
party.
those 2.
Still 1-0 to Phil.
Bill.
Question 4. Which team did The Rock say the Lakers would be in May during his rock concert? Was it the Chicago Bulls, the Sacramento Kings, the New York Knicks, or the Baltimore Bastards?
Where was the Rock concert, I guess, is the answer to this one.
When you say the rock concert, clarify for me. What?
SmackDown, where he kind of took over the first half hour.
Okay, there you go.
And just sang songs.
Let's go. That's all right. I'm on with it.
Basically, your favourite episode of SmackDown,
Yeah,
I
that's
assume.
it. Yeah, that's the one I probably liked them back then. I probably would have loved them
Yeah.
back then. I would have been enjoying
What were the
myself.
options?
Chicago Bulls, which are your team, I do believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did he not have the Bulls tattooed on him at one point?
Sacramento Kings,
Took me a while there.
Hey.
the New York Knicks, or the Baltimore Bastards?
I have no idea.
know
I've
where
never
it
seen
was.
it. Never seen it.
Definitely seen it.
I'll be
No
sure
idea
to
where it
come
was.
back when the Lakers beat the blank in May.
Blank in May.
What were the options again?
Yeah.
Bulls, Kings, Knicks, Bastards.
Well, I'm assuming
the
it's not one of
Bastards.
them. The one that isn't the Bulls or the Knicks.
The Sacramento Kings?
Yeah.
Yay!
Because I vaguely remember him singing some kind of song about Sacramento.
Sacramento. Sacramento, there I go. Ding. I'm so going to watch that again this morning.
It is good, to be fair.
2 points to Phil. Racing away with this.
Yeah.
Question 5. The Rock was allegedly second choice to play which iconic role?
All of them.
Has he been talking with Hogan, you know? What's this?
The bassist for Metallica.
Yes. The Incredible Hulk, Willy Wonka, Neo in the Matrix, or Ace Ventura.
Yeah, I have
Jesus
some
Christ.
weird thing in my mind about The Rock and Willy Wonka. It rings a bell.
Interesting.
And I don't
That
know
sounds
why.
like a nice dream, doesn't it?
Doesn't it just? The Phil. Why
on,
not?
go
Willy
on, the
Wonka,
Phil.
I'll take it.
Go on, the Phil.
I don't know why I have a weird thing about The Rock and Willy Wonka being linked in my brain.
Hey!
There we
You
go.
should trust your brain.
I should.
The Phil has got it in the
If
brain.
not Johnny Depp, then get me Dwayne Johnson.
I mean,
Red.
yeah.
It was Will Smith for The Matrix, wasn't it? Instead of Keanu Reeves,
Yes.
he was the
And
one.
Ace Ventura could only ever been played by one person.
Of course. Well, or you.
Or
Doing your impression of Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura. So, yeah, just you.
Yeah.
So 3-0 to Phil. 5 questions to go. You can get this still.
I don't want to. It's a quiz about The Rock.
Which console did The Rock endorse upon its release?
Nicholas, the Amiga.
No, dear, that's wrong.
I think we've had this one before.
Kenny Amiga.
The PlayStation, the Dreamcast, the Xbox, or the Game Boy Color.
Oh, hello.
I'm sorry. I don't know why that was funny.
I've changed this from the last time, and it was Nintendo 64 last time, and I was like, Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color.
The
Why is
PlayStation.
that as popular as that?
No, dear, that's
It was
wrong.
the Xbox. Him and
Wow.
his best mate Bill Gates were hanging out there. Okay, question 7. The Rock has a different what?
Just imagine him holding the Game Boy Color.
Just breaks it. Oh.
Big fingers like the size of the screen.
So to put this cartridge in. Bang! Oh,
It's like that picture of Andre the Giant holding a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bang, bang, Pokemon Red, Pokemon Gold, Pokemon.
Question 7. The Rock has a different what for each character? Cologne?
Oh, I'm trying not to swear, Dwayne, man. Do me a favour.
A different cologne? A different hairstyle? A different accent? Or a different pair of pants?
The Phil.
Come on, Phil.
Cologne. It
It's
feels
gotta
like
be
a
cologne.
stupid thing to do. Yeah.
Okay.
You'd be like, it's actually an artist. What I do?
Yeah.
I'm actually an
Method.
artist.
He's a method actor.
He's got his arm around Dave, but he's like, yeah, you'll get this acting thing, kid. One day you'll understand it. What I do is I like to wear different cologne to really get myself in the headspace because I can smell what The Rock is wearing. And then I get out of the headset of being The Rock and into the headset of being Dwayne Johnson number 2.
I've written this question with Adam Nicholas in mind.
Oh, good.
Excellent. Good.
It's just for fun now anyway, 'cause I think you got 4.
It was more than 5 minutes. I know that much. That's how long it was.
No.
How long did he set his name on fire at WrestleMania 32?
Which of these isn't on Dwayne The Rock Johnson's IMDb page? This is TV or film.
Nicholas, honesty.
Wait for it.
Nicholas, the truth?
You're going to want to stick around for this one.
Nicholas.
Why did I get married to? Corey in the house, Super Pets, or a fistful of $7? He loves the $7 thing.
Love them. I love them. That's all he had.
Did you know?
It
You're
was
just
just
jealous that you don't have an origin story.
I know. I wish I didn't have an origin story about $7. You know what? We find this very funny because we were just discussing this. All jokes aside about family trees, I was like, you know, it's so tough, man. You only had $7, and 50 million family members who could have helped them at any point, any time, because family. Ohana, we look after each other. Each family got together and went, we'll put one book together and send it to Dwayne in the post. One of the 7 parts
That's
of
a
the
good point,
families.
yeah.
Like, there you go, there's one book. And he's like, each one has its own cologne.
But they'll all be soaked in blood because of the blood.
Yeah.
And then every family member who ever
probably
sent a book got their investment back because he got them a car. And he took a video on Instagram getting the family member the car, which he probably didn't pay for because Ford just wanted him to endorse the new car. Amazing. I wonder which housing company he bought the houses from. I just don't know.
The Phil, the one about pets.
No, dear, that's wrong.
I honestly couldn't care less.
Why did I get married to Corey in the house or a fistful of $7?
I want it to be curry in the house, man. I don't even just make curry in the house.
No, dear, that's wrong.
I invented a fistful of $7.
Oh,
Did you?
did you? Ah.
That's what threw us off.
Right, well, there you go. That got me swerved.
Well, like that for Daniel. Todd suggests, for some reason, Rollins can't help Cody, but Cody has a plan and in comes Dustin Rhodes. That'd take a lot of work.
It would take a lot of
Take
work.
some work.
I'm really proud of these last two questions. So
Okay.
if you can give them respect that they deserve.
Yeah.
B.
Don't you
C.
dare.
And D for the last one.
Question 9.
No,
What was
I'm
The
good.
Rock's character in Central Intelligence called? Was it Bob Stone, Steve Pebble, John Boulder, or Gary Gravel?
I feel like you've used this question before.
I've done it as something akin to it, but I was really proud of this one.
Go on, what were the options again?
Bob Stone, Steve Pebble, nice to meet you, John Boulder, or, here comes Gary Gravel.
Phil, John Boulder.
No, dear,
Not
that's
John
wrong.
Boulder. Your options are Bob Stone, Steve Pebble, or Gary Gravel.
Gary Gravel. Oh, I hate you. What's the other two?
Bob Stone and Steve Pebble.
I know how much enjoyment you got out of this. Well, that's the worst part. Oh, Stone. Bob Stone.
I tell you what.
He's on the board.
Bob Stone.
Big Rock fan over there.
Final question. I mentioned this very much earlier on. He was a character in Star Trek Voyager, apparently.
It was. I remember.
Played an alien gladiator. Well, Phil, do you remember?
It was back in like 2000 or something, 99 maybe.
Do you remember the sentence that his character says?
I don't remember that much.
Is it?
Here he goes.
It doesn't matter if you live long and prosper.
Yep, low hanging fruit to start. Good.
Is it, you're no bigger than a Tarkanian field mouse?
That doesn't sound right, does it?
It's definitely not that
That
one.
doesn't sound right.
Is it?
What's the other options, please?
Okay. Well, I'm glad you
Okay, yep, good.
asked. Was it set phasers to smell what the Rock's cooking?
Oh, somewhere Chris
hate you so
Thompson's
much.
getting like a sharp pain. And he's like, "What? Why am I so angry right now?"
Or did he say, beam this up your candy ass, Scotty? So, you know, it's a tough call.
Could we have the options again, please?
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you live long and prosper. You're no bigger than a Tarkanian field mouse.
Yeah.
Set phases to smell
Just put that one in the side.
what the Rock is cooking. Or beam this up your candy ass, Scotty.
Phil,
Beat with the chat.
I know it's just
Go
for
on,
fun.
since you're from behind,
I know it's
I'll let
just
you
for
go
fun.
first. I'll let you
but
go.
we've got three great options there,
No,
and one it's obviously very obviously a trap. The one about Mike.
Chat like it's
Yeah,
definitely
this
this
is
one.
weird.
One last
crack
time.
the case.
Go on. One last time. What were the options?
It doesn't matter if you live long and prosper. You're no bigger than a Tarkanian field mouse.
Yeah, I don't want that one.
Set phasers to smell what the Rock's cooking. Beam this up your candy ass, Scotty.
D. Beam this up your candy ass, Scotty.
So sorry.
No, dear, that's wrong.
the Phil, I'll have the field mouse, please.
There you go.
The Tarkanian field mouse.
You think I didn't see that coming? You are so predictable at this point.
Streak continues, baby.
This guy has become so predictable because he's losing at pool, is what's happened here. Until we played
something
two games before here, he was losing 6-0 at pool for the year,
Hey, it's
and it's
7-1
now
now.
7-1.
Come on.
He got his.
There's
I
still
got
time.
my $7, and
who
he
won
got
last
his
year?
$1.
Well, congratulations to Phil Chambers, the winner of this week's quiz.
I feel good about myself.
Let us know how you got on.
Shove it up your candy ass, Phil.
That's how you got on in the comment section. But like, all right,
Millions and
X.
millions of Phil fans.
Actually, it's the Phil fans. So. Yeah, good luck with this.
Just keep rolling.
At What Culture WWE on X. Well, actually, they can follow all three of us. You can follow Phil Chambers at
The Phil My Chambers, and you can follow Adam Nicholas at.
You can follow Adam Wilbourn at
Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at What Culture WWE. Make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from. For daily wrestling podcast, the AEW Collision preview is available right now, as is the SmackDown preview, where me and Hamper go into even more detail on the whole chaos of the WrestleMania XL kickoff show. But for now, this has been WrestleCulture. Thanks to everyone who's joined us on YouTube in the chat. My thanks to Adam Nicholas and Phil Chambers. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon. WrestleCulture is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
If you smell what the Phil!
Bye-bye.
joking. I turn the audio off.
Hey. Bye, everyone. Thanks again. See you later.
Say
Bye-bye.
goodbye to your favorite guys.
Bye.
And that's like the WrestleMania booking, you see?